Need to lose weight? Want to start the new year right? Then call Physicians Weight Loss Center of Myrtle Beach for a free initial consultation. 843-293-9333. Physicians Weight Loss Center of Myrtle Beach. Proud sponsor of Myrtle Beach FC. Welcome to MySoccerShow.com. Brought to you by MySoccerUSA.com. The most beautiful game. Now you run the show. Sign up today. And now, live from our studios on the Grand Strand, your host, Tristan Patterson.
I am your host, Tristan Patterson. You are in for another special treat on MySoccerShow.com. Brought to you by MySoccerUSA.com. We have Andy Zorovich from NPSL. He is the Southeastern Division Commissioner. Andy, thank you so much for being on.
Well, thanks for having me, Tristan. I'm glad to be here.
And I said your last name right? Zorovich?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you got it right.
Most people have trouble with my first name. People probably have trouble with your last name a little bit, huh?
Yeah. That's how it works.
So, Andy, tell us a little bit about how you've got involved in soccer, and then we'll talk a little bit about the league.
Wow, how I got involved in soccer. Well, that goes back to probably when I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Well, like most of us, we all played youth soccer and all that. So we'll fast forward. How'd you get involved in the NPSL?
Well, when I was back in 2006, beginning of 2007, actually, I started looking. I had the idea of starting a minor league soccer team here in Alabama. And so I started looking at different leagues in the beginning of 2007, putting together a business plan, that sort of thing, what I wanted to do. And researched what available leagues were at that time. I think there was like USL 1, 2, PDL, so forth. And I looked at all those, and I really didn't find something that really made sense to me as a business person. Just none of the teams were doing well financially, and it didn't make sense. The costs were too high, the travel was too high. Plus, as a business owner, I paid a franchise fee, but I didn't get any ownership in the league.
Right.
So I actually had decided not to do anything. And then I was talking to somebody, and they said, well, there's another league. And I said, what are you talking about? And someone said, yeah, this is the National Premier Soccer League. And at that time, it was pretty small. It was there was less than 20 teams in the league. There was some teams in the West, like about maybe 4 or 5 teams in the Midwest, and maybe 4 or 5 teams in the Northeast. And so I called some people there and started calling teams there. And turns out most of those teams were doing pretty well financially. And they said, the best thing about the league is that the team owners own and operate the league, and we set our own budget for the league. We make the decisions of how we're going to run it. And I said, okay, well, this starts to make sense to me. So I just kind of kept pursuing it, and then realized at that point when I talked to the commissioner at that time, it was Dan Trainer, and he said, well, yeah, we'd love to have you, but, there's no teams in the South.
Right.
I said, well, that's a problem. And he said, well, I'll make you the South Region Commissioner. And I said, great.
Perfect.
And so I just basically picked up the phone and started calling people I knew that were in the soccer community and other people like that, and found a couple of people that wanted to say, yeah, we'll do a team, and we want to get it started, and that's really what it takes. It takes a few people in each conference or each region to really make that commitment to get it started. So we joined in 2008. We played our first season. We had 3 teams in the conference. It was a team from Greenville, South Carolina. Lasted 1 year. Atlanta FC, who's still in the league, they're actually now the Atlanta Silverbacks Reserves, and my team, Rocket City United. And with 3 teams, we played each other, 4 times. It was kind of crazy, but it was a way to get started.
Right.
And then the next year we added more teams, and the next year we added more teams, and now in 2012. Just to the Southeast Conference, we'll have 8 teams, and I believe we have 4, maybe 5 teams coming in the West region, in the west side of our region, in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and so forth. So, we'll probably have in the South region, we're going to have anywhere from 12 at a minimum to 16 teams. in just, 3-4 years.
Right, and a lot of our a lot of the fans out there, even hardcore soccer fans who may listen to this show, a lot of them know MLS and they know overseas soccer, but they don't realize the amount of minor league or underneath the MLS quality soccer there is. And we're talking about the NPSL, which is the National Premier Soccer League. You can visit the website at npsl.info. It's probably one of the better run leagues all around, with the ownership and everything, because teams can actually make some money and they can continue to invest in soccer in the community, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is that the team owners are owning and operating the league, so we make all our decisions as far as our league budget. So in essence, then we want to keep our league expenses down a little bit so we can spend more in our local community.
Right.
And we still are able to do things as a league nationally. We're actually looking at a pretty cool little iPhone app, which I would really like to see happen. I mean, for example, at our games last year, I looked around in the stands, and practically everyone that's in the stands got an iPhone or an Android or one of these smartphones, and they're texting and they're doing things. And so we're tweeting our games.
Right.
People are responding to our tweets.
From the stands, they're tweeting. From the stands, they're responding to Chattanooga FC and all these other clubs. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So what I'd like to see is then an app created then, basically, where those tweets that are happening in Chattanooga, in Jacksonville, in California, in Milwaukee, that they're all interconnected. So you can actually see what's going on throughout the whole entire league at that same in that instant. I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah, that would absolutely be amazing, and all around sports. I mean, people want to know what's going on in other games and other reads in that same kind of thing. And people weren't just texting. I mean, they're surfing the internet for scores of other soccer games and watching TV and all kinds of stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing how far it's come in sports, and the integration is so essential. Now, you're talking about the Southeast Conference and the growth in the area. Now, one of the wonderful things about having a team or team-owned league, a league that's owned by the teams, is the lack of attrition. The lack of teams that come in and then walk away because they own the league. I mean, they're the ones. And why would you? You want to keep on, and you get quality owners that way.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's a big issue. And what we end up doing is, when a team submits an application to join our league, and they want to become a member of the National Premier Soccer League, the existing members that are in that region, in that conference, they review those business plans. They review the application and say, do we want this guy in as a business partner of ours?
Right.
Are they bringing a quality organization to the table? Will it enhance our league?
Right.
Whereas in other leagues, you might look at it as, hey, they're just trying to get people in. They pay their entry fee. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, oh well.
Right, because they paid the fee, and that's how the leagues profit. And there's actually minor league teams out there that I believe not minor league teams. I'm sorry, minor league leagues. Maybe not in soccer, but in other places that they just want that league fee. I mean, that's it. And
right.
And then they let you walk away whenever. Hey, what's it to them? They've got paid. So for our listeners out there, you're listening to the My Soccer Show on mysoccershow.com, and I'm your host, Tristan Patterson. Our special guest today is the Southeast Eastern Commissioner of the NPSL, National Premier Soccer League, npsl.info, Andy Zorovich. We were talking soccer in the area. Let's do a station identification real quick, and we'll be right back, talk some more.
Join us at sweepingfriends.com. We're here to help you learn how to properly enter and win online contests and sweepstakes. Whether you're new to online sweepstaking or a seasoned sweeper, you'll find great information and video tutorials here that will improve your sweeping skills. So please join us at sweepingfriends.com.
Hey folks, Tristan Patterson here from mysoccershow.com. I hope you're enjoying the show. I just wanted to take a second to tell you about my friend Tony Anderson's brand new book he's got. You can find his book at footballsoccerfocus.com/soccer tips. The name of the book is Soccer and Football Coaching Tips, the ultimate guide for anyone who plays, watches, and loves the beautiful game. You can actually go to our website at mysoccershow.com, click on the sponsors page, and click for Tony's new book. Brand new book, you got to check it out so that you too can be screaming.
You're listening to mysoccershow.com with your host, Tristan Patterson. All soccer, all the time.
All right, we're back with your host, Tristan Patterson, MySoccerShow.com. Andy Zorovich on the other line. Andy, we've got some big things in the Southeast Conference. That's where our listeners are, North Carolina, South Carolina, in particular the Grand Strand. I mean, we're bringing soccer to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and the Grand Strand. I hope you're as excited as we are up here.
Yeah, actually, I really am. I was at the NPSL board meeting yesterday, and one of the discussions in the board meeting was about places that we could in the future hold our national championship.
Absolutely.
And maybe even having it in places where people want to go as vacation spots and things like that. So personally, I'm looking forward to going to Myrtle Beach. I went to Furman University, so it brings back really good memories going to Myrtle Beach. So
did you get to play? Did you get to? Or were you in the league? Or did you play soccer at Furman?
I did play soccer. At Furman.
Did you get to go down to Coastal CCU? Coastal
Carolina. We didn't play Coastal back then. I don't think they were in our conference.
Okay, good. So you don't have too good of memories down there while playing against our team. Okay, I was just making sure you weren't beating up on our boys down there. We're going to have some amazing players from there. We've got a great relationship with CCU. And the big thing about the Southeastern Conference is we actually host the NPSL national champions in our league, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
we did. The last 2 years we hosted the national championship. And then it's the way that we do it in our league is we leave it up to bid on a yearly basis, to the teams that are in the league, and we'll probably expand and open that even bid process up to other locations that if they even want to have it, even if they don't have a team.
Right, and the Southeastern Conference has the NPSL champion too, who is Jacksonville, right?
Yes, that's correct. I'm very happy to see that Jacksonville won the championship. They beat Hollywood. And it's kind of a testament, in my opinion, to the strength of of our region. Jacksonville went 6-4 in the regular season.
Right, absolutely.
They won our region on a tiebreaker, on like the fifth tiebreaker.
Nice.
That tells you how close all the teams are in our region. And then they go to the semifinals. They win 4-2 or something like that, and then they won the final 3-2.
And
it just tells you how strong they are.
And it gives hope for, in the NFL and in major pro sports, you might have to wait a couple years until you ever see your team even have a winning year. But they were an expansion team last year. They were their first year, right?
Correct. So they were first year, and Hollywood United, the team that they played in the final, was a first-year team in our league.
Right. So there. Well, there you go. So there's hope for Myrtle Beach FC down there for all the loyal MBFC fans who are hoping for a great year coming up. And so what's next? When's the season start? Where can they find more information about the NPSL? And where do we go from here as a league?
Well, as you said earlier in the show, that they can find more information at npsl.info. Our season will start in May. What we will do is have a league, or I'll have a regional meeting in December where we do preliminary scheduling, and then our league annual general meeting will be in the middle of January. And after that, we'll be ready to start announcing schedules, getting that going forward, and so forth. So I would really say February, March is really when things start heating up. April, we start getting practice games and going on. Actually, I was talking to the guy on Sunday from Chicago that has a team in Chicago. They're actually coming down to play a preseason game against Chattanooga.
Okay.
Because it's pretty cold still in April in Chicago.
Right.
So they're looking to head south.
Absolutely. Well, Andy, I appreciate you being on the show. As always, a lot of fun, and you can come on anytime. Can't wait to get closer to the season and have you down here in Myrtle Beach, sitting on the beach after you watch the soccer game.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time. I'm looking forward to it.
Andy, thank you so much. You're listening to My Soccer Show on MySoccerShow.com with your host, Tristan Patterson. We'll be right back after this.